Well, hey everybody, Chris here from Test and Speed Shop. Today, doing some more work to the Firebird. I'm going to start working on putting this 4-barrel intake on. And started cleaning it up last night. I'm going to clean it up some more today. I'm going to wire brush it down and squirt some paint on it here quick. And then I'm going to get going on this thing. Got some gaskets and carb adapter and stuff like that. So let me go ahead and get to work in here, and I'll check back in with you. We got the intake cleaned up. Got her all painted up. It's looking pretty. So now we just got to start disassembling this mess. And I'll probably try and clean up the engine here a little bit. I don't know how successful I'm going to be because it's pretty scungy, but I'll see what I can get for paint on here just to kind of make it look sort of nice. Brighten it up in here a little bit. Yeah, brighten it up. So, but me and Tom were just talking about maybe sticking a 396 in it, and we were just sitting here brain farting about how we're gonna, what we got to do that. And so far we figured out that we need Camaro motor mounts, and we'd have to stretch the wires from the starter over to the other side. And if you look here, the fuel line actually runs up this side of the car. So the fuel line is actually right here. So that's not an issue. So we need the motor mounts, the engine stands, pulleys, and I think if you run a 68 bracket setup, you can keep your alternator here. But then you got to run a short pump, but I don't know how long a pump we would need. I don't know if we'd need a 69 or 68 short pump or 69 long pump, or unanswered questions. What else would we need? Oh, bell housing. Yeah, we'd have to get the bell housing. Get a Chevy bell housing. I don't know. It's a thought. Pontiac runs too good to go messing with that for now. So, and then I said about putting headers on it, and now Tom wants to put a stick in it.
Yeah.
Well, right away we gotta put a big cam in it, and
We're gonna go down that road. Let's go ahead and
put headers on it, and big cam and headers on it, huh?
wake her up.
Yeah. Well,
Since you're going down that road with header talk, I've already been thinking about a stick.
yeah, I don't know if I want to. Freaking headers for this freaking Pontiacs are expensive.
We're already gonna drain the fluid out of them. I'll just slide a stick in it.
Oh my God! Right away. Now we got to dismantle the whole engine.
Full radiator, right? You got plenty of room to pull stick out.
I know. And we got to pull that top rocker thing off. And we got to pull that timing cover off.
Quit whining. Still put a stick in it.
It's a lot of work.
A few more minutes than what it would take to put it in.
Yeah, but I gotta buy a cam.
It's $3.96.
I gotta buy a cam. And I gotta figure out what for cam I can use. I don't know. What could I put in this that would run decent? I don't know. I've been reading a lot of guys say to run the 067 cam, the old
You just
Pontiac
told
old
me you weren't looking at
67 cam.
Told me you weren't looking at cam.
I was reading stuff
You're
on.
already reading.
I was reading stuff on a message board.
You're already reading, so we might as well go.
Oh, so that just means we got to do it, huh?
That's right. You already did
Right
that.
away.
You told me you weren't looking at
Right
sticks,
away.
I was, and here you are finding out what you can slam in it. Let's go ahead and get it. Put it in.
Well, we're going to start taking this apart, so
I'm really
we'll get back to you here shortly.
I'm really excited. You already been with
Well, here we are, getting ready to pull the intake manifold off, but got the valve covers off, and it's dirty inside, to be expected. I mean, it did sit it was parked in storage since 1988, so I'm thinking a lot of this is from when it was parked. And a lot of this shit just dried up and just made a mess on the inside. I mean, the engine runs excellent. It doesn't have any issues. It's just a little filthy on the inside. So, it doesn't use any oil or smoke or nothing.
Nope.
I mean,
Valve stream's quiet as a mouse on this thing.
I just put a quart of oil in it the other day, and I got 1 quart. It was 1,000 miles to 1 quart. So, for a car that's sat for 30 years and then just started running again, you can't really complain. So, this is where we're at now. So we're getting ready to pull the distributor out of it, and or pull the intake. You don't have to pull the distributor, take the intake off one of these. So at least it doesn't look it. So that's kind of cool. This is my first time working on a Pontiac. Learning all kinds of new things. So, all right, we're gonna get back to it, and we'll get back to you. Well, here we are. We're getting everything cleaned up, getting all our surfaces cleaned up. I'm over here. I'm working on the carb and the intake, getting this all situated. It's pretty much the setup we're going to be going with right here. Got a 400 cast iron intake using a Q-Jet to square bore adapter. And I had have a 600 double pumper I had sitting on the shelf that we were running on Tom's car, that we know it works and is in good shape. So this is what we're going to try and run with. I think it'll be alright. We got pretty small primary and secondaries on this carburetor.
Yeah, it's all set up.
Yeah.
Small block.
I think it'll work alright. We'll see. But for right now, at least it's something that'll work on this thing for the time being. So that's where we stand right now. Over here, I'm painting the thermostat housing. So we're kind of moving right along here. I think tomorrow we'll do some more work, do some more cleaning.
You show me the accelerator pump.
Oh yeah. Had this carburetor sitting on the shelf, and I guess the fuel must have gotten to him, and these freaking accelerator pumps are like, yeah, they're like petrified. Yeah, they're no damn good. They were good, but they're not good now. So I had one. Tom's going to bring one over. So we'll probably be cleaning stuff up tomorrow. We gotta there's like a throttle linkage on the 2-barrel that I want to take off the 2-barrel and put on the 4-barrel and see how that's going to work. See if I can adapt that somehow so we can get the throttle linkage adapted and try and get that all worked out. So that's pretty much where we stand right now. Finish cleaning this up. I think maybe we'll try and spray a little bit of paint on this thing, kind of pretty it up a little bit, because we're going to put our we'll have a nice clean intake. We'll have a nice clean intake, and then we'll have our chrome valve covers we're going to stick on. So hopefully everything will run all right. So it'll work out good. Tonight I'm going to order a Summit ignition box, and I'm going to wire that up. I'm going to wire that up to the points distributor, and basically that'll be just like the be like an MSD, but your points are the trigger. Now the nice thing about that is that you only have like a volt maybe going through your points, because all the voltage is going through the box. All those points are doing is they're just like a circuit breaker. They're just opening and closing and breaking the contact so that the box will spark. So you basically don't have any voltage going through them. So the points theoretically will last forever because there's no power really going through them. So I'm going to go with one of those and see how that works out, because this distributor works real well. I don't really see much of a reason to even take it out. There's nothing wrong with it. So, but that's where we're at right now. So we're going to get back to it, and we're probably going to be knocking off here pretty shortly. So we'll probably catch back up with you guys tomorrow. So until then, see ya. Well, hey everybody, we're back. It's next day. We're out here working. Got the intake manifold on our shitty unpainted engine. Because we were sitting here thinking about it, we figured, well, we probably shouldn't have painted the intake manifold. We should have just left it all crappy looking and just put it on, but you know, what are you gonna do? So we were gonna take stuff off here and clean it up, but we're afraid that it's too cold outside because we don't have any heat in the garage. And I didn't think it would dry, plus there's 2 tons of stuff to pull off of here, and we have a feeling we're gonna have to pull this engine out here sooner or later because the clutch chatter is real bad on this, and has a real bad clutch chatter problem. And we think that the rear main seal's leaking, and we pulled the cover back a little bit and there's oil up inside the bell housing. So I think that's what our clutch chatter and problem is. So we figure when we put it, there's no use in putting a new clutch in because we've got to put a new clutch in. It's just going to get oil down. So figure once this clutch takes a dump, which could be tomorrow or 5 years from now, we'll pull the engine out and put a new rear main seal in it and a new clutch in it, and then we'll make it look pretty. So, or something else will go in, I don't know. But at this stage of the game, we just want to get a decent carburetor on here. So this is where we're at now. Just got the intake on. Got the chrome valve covers all cleaned up. We're just moving right along here. So, all right, we're gonna go back to work, and we'll check back in with you. Antifreeze mess. Mom's making an antifreeze mess. Well, here we are. We got her all back together. Got the chrome covers on. Big stupid double pumper Holly. It's probably too big for this engine, but we'll see. Tom, he's over there making a mess.
Just a little bit.
So we're gonna
It's all good.
we're gonna fire this bitch up and see if it runs. And see if this carburetor works. See if it idles. See if it functions.
Probably have to do some adjustments.
Well, I'm sure, but yeah, it's gonna suck trying to start this thing. All right. All right, I'm just gonna crank it. What's that?
You want the, is it full hooked up or unhooked?
Oh, you can just leave it. It's fine.
Is this hooked up?
All right. Fan was on, leaf stuck in it.
Oh.
From where? Oh, damn thing. I know that wasn't going to seal.
Front fuel rail.
Alright, that's a 1/2 inch. Got the carburetor.
Yeah, carburetor.
Yeah.
It was just over there.
Nice, that's awesome. Let me get the 1-incher.
Is this my fuel rail or yours?
That's mine. Where the hell did it go? What is in here? There it is. Here, I'll hold it. Ready? Hope it seals. Might have to go get another fuel rail. Alright, let me try it. See what happens. Good.
Yeah. Well, she's still leaking. Yeah, she's not sealing at all. You have to loosen and reposition, do something to it.
All right, well, we're going to get back to you here.
She just moved.
Well, we got her running. We ended up having to kind of get a little stupid with our fuel line. Some shit I had laying around here we would use. But it's working. I got to get a breather. Adjust the carb. Now it's really good. Very responsive. Yeah, we got to fix that. That side was already leaking, so. Yeah, I don't see anything. So we got a little bit of tidying to do here. Sounded really good. Got to take it for a ride. I don't have an air cleaner to put on it. I'm gonna have to get an air cleaner. Got to get a breather, and we're pretty much set. So we're gonna knock off for now. Might continue this tomorrow, maybe Friday. Not sure yet. But until then, see ya. Hey everybody, Chris here from Test and Speed Shop. I did start this update earlier, and then I had technical difficulties with my camera battery going bad. So I just wanted to recap what went on last night. We ended up getting the car running. We had a fuel leak, and I was showing everybody the tube here that was leaking when my camera took a dump. So let's get back to what we were talking about. So I had this chrome fuel line laying over here. It's an old one, but if you look at it, it almost looks like they've been flared too much, like they've been over tightened or something and stretched. You know, maybe the lines are split and we just can't see it. I don't know. But this front one just continuously leaked, and we couldn't get this one sealed up. As I took it back apart and tightened it and retightened it, it just wouldn't seal. So then it started leaking from here, and then it was leaking out of here yet, and it was just being a real pain in the ass. It just wasn't gonna fly. So of course there's no local speed shops to buy anything. And Pep Boys doesn't have those, because Marty was just over the other day trying to get one of them, and they didn't have anything. He had to order it. So I dug into my collection of garbage, and I had this steel line kit that I had bought from Inline Tube. I had it on the Chevelle. I wasn't real happy with it. It was a real pain in the ass to deal with, but it never leaked. So we ended up taking this off and putting this to the carburetor, and then I had this piece here that I ended up cutting pieces up off of this and using them on other things. But I had that piece there. Now, the fuel line looks like shit, but I mean, for right now it's functional. Went out today, got an air cleaner, got a breather. What else do we got get done here? That's about it. I switched my tack wire back over because my tack wasn't working, and I got the traction bars on. Finally got them things on. So as you can see, they're nice. They're sitting up real nice. I ended up going out to Home Depot, and I bought some 1-inch squirt tubing at Home Depot, and that's what I ended up spacing them with. Seems to work real good. They're tightened up. They look good. They're straight. They're not hanging down. We've got about 5 inches of clearance. Got about 1/2 inch of clearance on the snubber to the spring. So we'll try them out and see how it works. So I'm probably going to take these off, these spacers off, and paint them black, because they're probably going to end up rusting. But for right now, I just wanted to get them on there and see how it all was going to work out. So I'm going to clean up here a little bit, fire this thing up. I did take this for a test drive last night, and it is like a completely different car. I mean, it is completely, it just runs so much nicer. I thought maybe it had ignition issues, but it was all fuel issues from the freaking 2-barrel that we just could not get to work for some reason. But I mean, it is just 200% improvement in just how this thing accelerates and pulls out. I mean, it's getting fuel now. When you hit the accelerator, you know, it's as soon as you touch it, it's squirting fuel in, where this thing I couldn't get that, and it just was killing it. It's just that damn accelerator pump just was not working on that damn thing, and something else was a problem somewhere. So I still got some more tuning to do on this. I didn't check the floats. I adjusted the mixture last night real quick because it was running really rich. So I got that kind of dialed in. I didn't look at the floats yet. Probably just mess with that tomorrow because I'm kind of tired. I just want to start it up. I was messing, the linkage was kind of hitting that air cleaner, so I just wanted to, I kind of had to pump it full of fuel, so I just want to burn all that fuel out of there. So give me a minute here and I'll fire this thing up. It sounds so much better and it runs a lot nicer. I mean, it is very responsive. Very happy with this. I think the 600 might be a little bit too much for it. I do have a 600 vacuum secondary sitting on the shelf there, but it needed rebuilt, and I just didn't really, I mean, I could have rebuilt it and put it on, but I thought, well, you know, we got this 600 sitting, this double pumper sitting there, so this is what we went with. So seems to work good. I kicked the 4-barrel in on it last night when I had it out, but I was at a pretty low speed. I was in 3rd gear, and I laid into it, and it just kind of fell on its face and didn't really pull real well and stuff like that. So I just kind of, once it got up in RPM, it really started to pull a little bit. So there might be some tune in there. It might be just too much for this thing, but for right now, it'll work. So, but I think I'm going to end this here. Saturday, I'm going up to Bruce Larson's barn. If anybody doesn't know who Bruce Larson is, he's won the NHRA championship, funny car racer, drag racer. He's from this area, and he opens his barn up every November, and you can go up. So I'm going to be going up to Bruce Larson's Drag Fest on Saturday. I'm going to take my camera along. I'll take some video, post it up. It's pretty awesome up there. He opens it up, you can see this barn and all his funny cars and everything else. So I think that's going to be it for now. All right, see you later.